I'm very passionate about the environment and climate, so I want to do something about it, so I wrote the first funding application for the Road to Net Zero. I kind of pieced together sort of an idea and a structure, and then I submitted it, and luckily everyone was kind of on board, which is great. I was made aware of Hawke's 5-point plan and their sort of aspirations for the future. So I approached them. They kind of went, oh, this is perfectly aligned to what we were hoping to do. So got them involved. We needed some research partners, so we went out to market. We went through a whole host of them and they were all very good, but we decided on the University of Birmingham and EA Technology to give us a hand.
Hawke UK is an organisation that's come together with partners from the streetworks sector, the utility side of the streetworks sector, and the local authorities side of the sector. JAG UK represents the local highway authorities, and Streetworks UK represent the utilities. And they come together since the mid-80s in a body centrally as Hawke, the Highway Authority and Utility Committee.
The discovery phase of the project was looking at scoping out the issue, so identifying the key sources of emissions, the key contributing factors to emissions across the sector, as well as looking at the availability of carbon calculators to measure the impact that street and roadworks have on climate change. The design phase of the project is looking at expanding on what we've already done. So again, it's looking at evaluating the key sources of emissions, evaluating what could be implemented, so what alternative solutions could be implemented that drives a sustainable approach to street and roadworks, as well as developing a sector-wide carbon calculator.
So the carbon calculator is effectively an online tool which will allow us to measure the emissions, the CO2 emissions from street and roadworks. There's a number of fields that users can input their information on: aggregates and asphalt usage and signage usage. And effectively all of those elements within street and roadworks will have a CO2 price, if you like, a price tag. And that calculator will help us to measure that.
EA Technology have been leading the development of the carbon calculator. We've used our knowledge and expertise of different utility companies to create a tool that's perfect for them. This bespoke tool will be applicable to the whole street and roadwork sector, which makes it unique. Previous carbon calculators have focused on one user, one company. This is sector-wide, so everyone within the sector can use this tool freely to help drive their emissions down.
The delivery phase of the project is all about implementing the recommendations that we have. So implementing the carbon calculator and implementing the strategies to sustainable change.
Whilst the street and roadworks sector is a big contributor of emissions, it's also a massive enabler of the transition to net zero. Whether that's the rollout of the electricity reinforcement or the transition to hydrogen, the sector has a huge part to play in the transition. But we can't forget the emissions that they actually generate, and that's what this project is trying to help solve.
Collaboration is what's going to make this work ultimately, and sharing of ideas.
The more that it progresses and the more people see the benefits and the good work that's being done, it will create a movement.